Hey everybody, welcome back to season 2 of Supernatural Circumstances. I hope you guys just enjoyed the first episode of the second season, and Mike and I were just really excited to get going on this. And now spiritual healthcare, which used to be at the end of every single episode, is now going to be here. Right? It's going to be on our social media, and we're going back to video because this is actually how spiritual healthcare started back during 2020 when I was doing this via video during the lockdown. So this is really cool to have it back here. So season 2, episode 1, we talked about the Sallie house, and we had a really great discussion with Denise Pridemore, who was the docent of the Sallie house for a number of years. And we chose that case for a really specific reason. And one of the reasons was that we felt that there was a lot of lessons within the Sallie house case that were worth discussing. And that's what we really wanted to do this year with Supernatural Circumstances, and really get into the nitty-gritty of why these cases are important now and what we can do to take away from these cases and apply it to life now. Why does it matter now? And one of the things that really struck me about this case in particular, which I think was really worth noting, was the way this played out as something where the people involved were really being targeted on a number of different levels. And the reason why I wanted to bring that to spiritual healthcare today was because when we're not entirely familiar with our own vulnerabilities and our own biases, it leaves us open to manipulation from outside forces, whether that be a boss at work, whether that be from, kids at school, whether it be from, people that, are saying that maybe they're your friends, but they're not your friends, your family that's, maybe you shouldn't be around. And that instinct that we have really, really early that says, you know what, something isn't right. And this is one of those great cases, and I've seen this time and again, 20 plus years of being in the parapsychological field, and I've seen this time and again where people get that niggling feeling. They say, man, something's not right about this. But we've trained ourselves, and oftentimes, especially as women do this a lot, we train ourselves to be nice or to hush that voice. And oftentimes it's really to our detriment. We're trained to be the nice one, and we want to be giving people and sometimes entities the benefit of the doubt. And that's not always the smartest thing to do. We really have to be data collectors, not necessarily paranoid. We don't want that because that's unhealthy. But we do want to collect data on what we're experiencing so that we can make a decision not based off of what we're craving that we need, or that we're out hunting for kind of in an unhealthy way, but rather looking for information within the interactions that we're having and adding up that information as best as we can and making a decision from that point. We talked a little bit about some of the owners of the Sallie house, and how many times they had said, I just don't think something's quite right about this. And they had so many people come along and say, no, ignore that intuition. This is what's going on. And they kind of fell into that pattern. And so many of us do that, right? And so I think the big takeaway from this case, and what I want you guys to take away from spiritual healthcare today, is to take a really hard look at how you're viewing the world. Are you giving people more benefit of the doubt than you really should? Are you collecting data, or are you a people pleaser and you're kind of like falling into line? Understanding that and understanding where your vulnerabilities are will make a massive difference and save you from a lot of really tricky situations, whether it be in business, let's just say with friends or family, toxic people, all of that kind of a thing. So I hope that you guys had a really great time listening to the brand new episode of season 2. It was called Unraveling, the Sallie house. So you can find that on Spotify, all over the place, Apple, anywhere you podcast. It's available. New season of Supernatural Circumstances. And thank you guys so much for joining Mike and I for the brand new opener. I mean, here we go. You know, we're going to have a really amazing time. And Spiritual Healthcare will be here on social media platforms. We're going to have it on in the Supernatural Circumstances After the Show group. You guys can go there and discuss this, discuss what you've learned, discuss the case. Please head over there, join the group, and we'll be checking in back and forth. Mike and I are always in there, so you know, please join, and it's going to be a really, really great ride. So until next time, stay curious, friends. See you soon.